Hey, I just realized my mic wasn't working. Can you hear me now? Well, what I was saying was that this is Christmas Evans. Someone had recommended that I illustrate him, do a Reftoon based on him. Someone on Twitter X, whatever you want to call it. I call it either one at different times. So Christmas Evans was known as the one-eyed Bunyan. He lost his eye while he was brawling in his youth. You know, those youthful brawls. Alright. I feel like I need to simplify it more, but that'll do. That should be good. Alright, so I'm going to do something. This is a really long quote, but I want to use the whole thing. So I'm going to do something that I've done before with some other things. That is to increase the font size. So I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna just have him standing next to this quote somehow. And he'll be doing something that kind of relates to the quote. Set right there. He's peeking up from behind the. I think I want him facing the other way. I'm gonna flip him. That means I need to switch his eye over to the other side. Okay. Well, this is just going to be a reference. Excuse me. Keep burping. And what? Wrong desk. Hmm. There we go. There's the music. All right. Where was I? Okay. He's going to be standing right here with a big old bottle of wine. And maybe some grapes. Maybe he's crushing up the grapes with his bare feet. Because over here it talks about there's a cluster of grapes in the winepress of the law. They used to step on the grapes. Not in his time, but way back in the day, you know. And this wine is going to say, it's going to have a label on it that says peace and pardon. So what do you guys think? Any input? It's just going to be one of those. illustrations, kind of like the one where Calvin is just standing next to his quote, and it's like the quote is on like a big sheet of parchment behind him. It's gonna be kind of like that. So let me just do a quick layout so you can kind of see what I'm thinking. And then maybe if you have any thoughts on what he could be doing as he's standing there. What do you think? Is it kind of dumb having him stomping, or is it not understandable what he would be doing if he's stomping on a bunch of grapes in his bare feet? I just think it's funny. But usually, well, sometimes when I think something's funny, nobody else thinks it is. So that's my conundrum. So I just create what I want to create, and if people like it, then they like it. If they don't, then that's fine too. You know. So by the way, if you enjoy watching these live streams, let me know in the comments, and let me know what might make a better live stream. What might be more fun? Do you want something more interactive, or just do you enjoy just watching someone draw, watching the creation of an artwork? Sometimes I enjoy that, but I do enjoy when things are a little bit more structured. I will say I'm not a very structured person. I'm very spur of the moment kind of thing, like, oh, I'll go live today while I draw this. It'll be fun. But I don't know. Usually when people have questions or comments in the chat, it's a little easier for me to kind of converse and talk about things. But so if you have questions or comments, something you want to discuss, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I will just ramble as I draw this thing. So I have my Rumble and YouTube chat open so that I can see if someone posts something. And there. So I'm just gonna go with this for now. And as I sketch it out, sometimes as I'm sketching, I'll think of other things, different ways that I could do things. I really want to put a parrot on his shoulder, but I already have a toon of Spurgeon with a parrot on his shoulder as a pirate. And this guy wasn't a pirate, he just didn't have one eye. Not that all people with only one eye are pirates, but usually that's the first thing that comes to mind. I'm just telling it like it is. So I want to have a little bit more of a dynamic pose than this. Oh, what if he had 2 wine bottles? There we go. That fills up that space a little better. And then he could still be stomping on these grapes. How about in like a big vat or something? I need to look that up. A wine press. Oh, okay. Interesting. So, it's like a pit almost, or just like a little vat. Oh, here's a good one. I'll do that one. You've got a guy in there. That is funny. So I'm not too far off, I guess. Pull this in here. Oops, I can't. What if I go to that website? Still can't drag it off. What's the deal, guys? All right, here. I'll take a screenshot of it and pull that in. There we go. Here's our wine press. Put that in there. Oops. What? Oh no. I gotta redo that. It didn't stay, guys. Okay. All. Copy. Paste. There we go. All right, see. It's a big vat, and this guy's just stomping on the grapes in his bare feet. Super sanitary. I mean, I'm sure nobody got any toe jam in their wine while they were drinking. So, one time I was running downstairs to get something, and I was barefoot, and I knew that I had spilled some candy down there at one point. So as I was running down there, I stepped on something and it crushed in between my toes. I thought it was an M&M, and then I turned the light on, and it was one of those big centipedes that was crushed in between my toes, and I screamed, and I did not like that. That was not very fun. No. That's right. I screamed when I stepped on a bug. And I get after my kids for screaming when they step on bugs. Or when they see a bug. Peace and pardon. P-E-A-C-E. Pardon. What did their shirts look like back then in the 1700s? Did they have a collar on them like our shirts do today? I have to look that up. What do I say? 17. Help me Google this. 1700s shirts. Oh, okay. Here we go. That's helpful. Maybe. Now I'm just trusting that these are accurate images. Man's shirt, 1800s, 1700s. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. There we go. The collar right there. That's what I was wondering about. All right, let's try this. So it kind of went like that, like that, like that. And then I had some like that, and then he's got some knickers on, or whatever those are. Do-do-do, do-do-do. They call me one-eyed bunny. And, oh, he's not gonna have, he's just gonna, he's gotta have his bare feet here, because he's in the wine press. Grapes all over. And we won't do it like life size or with all those details and everything, because this is just a representation. Representational art. But we will have some splatters out here. Some of these little drips coming off the side. Has anyone ever heard of Christmas Evans? I had not heard of him before until someone had recommended him on Twitter X. Twix. That just makes me hungry for candy. I'll just put the X in front of Twitter and just call it Zitter. Okay, Christ offered himself a sacrifice for us and drank the cup of God's righteous indignation in our stead. He was trodden by almighty justice as a cluster of grapes in the winepress of the law, till the vessels of mercy overflowed with the wine of peace and pardon, which has made thousands of contrite and humble spirits rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory. I think that's a quote, scripture quote. I think that's why it's in quotes there. I wonder, is there any part of this quote that you think I could cut out? Could I cut the beginning or the end? Peace and pardon. I think this ending part is unnecessary. I could just leave it as a period. But I think if I did that, I would have to do something like this. And that would be confusing. So just leave it with a comma. And, well, I'll make it a period. And then people can, I'll put the reference as well, and then you can look it up yourself if you want to see the full sermon. Actually, I think that needs to be a larger font. 30 font. Let's try that. Oh, that's too big. 24. How about 24? That seems like a standard font size here. Okay. Alright. Of peace and pardon. Okay, well, I think I can maybe do this in a way that I designed for myself. Christ offered himself a sacrifice for us and drank the cup of God's righteous indignation in our stead. He was trodden by almighty justice as a cluster of grapes in the winepress of the law, till the vessels of mercy overflowed, the wine of peace and pardon. That's a good one. Okay. So I think he needs to come over a bit more. Be a little bit more part of here, part of this. Okay, and then I need another text box, and that's going to be... Oh, but I don't want it to be part of the same text box. How do I do that? What if I do this? There we go. So what's his name? Christmas Evans. You know what part of the 2025 calendar this guy's going on. January. Christmas Evans. Or One-Eyed Bunyan. How do I do that? Should I do Christmas One-Eyed Bunyan Evans? Or just in parentheses? One-Eyed Bunyan. There we go. We'll do it that way. Then no, I don't want to do that. Get rid of that. That's such a cool nickname. To be named after John Bunyan, or nicknamed at least after John Bunyan. Okay, this is gonna go. I'm gonna. All right. Do that and Christmas Evans. I feel like I need to play into this idea of wine and grapes different way. Maybe put some clusters of grapes around here. But okay, his name is gonna be in like some parchment as well somehow, but then there's gonna be grapes around it. Maybe some leaves, grape leaves sticking out. I'll have to look in my backyard at all of the grapevines that are overtaking everything. Let's see what the grape leaves look like. Get a better reference for those. All right, so got that, but it needs to move over a little bit, and go like this. There we go. Actually, this can move up, and away. Get rid of this, just so I don't accidentally draw that on there. Give it some room, some breathing room for the text. Christmas Evans. What a name. I wonder if anyone is named Christmas nowadays. Never heard that as a name of someone. Okay. All right, I will call it a stream for now. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to check out the interview I did with Cedric